Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. Flashback to November 19th. We were harvesting corn at the main farm. There was a bit of a problem arising that none of us were really aware of. And this video that I'm going to show you is from November 19th. It was the night before we figured out that there was a big problem going on. And I didn't post this footage right away because I wanted to figure out, what we were going to do about the problem. Since then, we have found a solution. We've decided what we're going to do about it. And I decided that I would hold off on posting the video until we figured out a solution so that I could provide more context on what had happened. Most of the context is going to be provided in the next video, which is going to be posted this Friday. However, I wanted to post this video because I was looking through some of the footage, which this footage got lumped in with the footage of what had happened, and it didn't get posted. But the reason I'm posting it is because I realized when I was editing it and when I was looking it over, just how on edge I was for any kind of problems that were going on. And it just kind of made me laugh a little bit. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check back on Friday, and I'm going to release the second part video, which shows what actually had happened. I do want you guys to kind of guess in the comments, though, what you think it would be. I'm kind of wondering how many people will actually guess correctly. So I just wanted to see with that. So with that, I'm going to let you guys watch today's video. Thanks for watching. Looks good to me. Man, it's cold. I had to hop in the gator and go for a spin because I couldn't stand standing out in the wind. If I stood out there for much longer, you guys would be calling me Frosty the Ricicle. Whew. But today we are harvesting. We didn't get started until later in the afternoon, and unfortunately it gets dark so much sooner now that, I mean, it's getting dark already, but it's still really not that late. But today we are harvesting corn at the main farm, and we are unloading it into the feed bin at the main farm. So we have the auger and wagon set up to the small feed bin, and Travis is in the 82 in the grain cart, and he is tendering from Dad to the wagon, and I've been unloading. We've only gotten 2 wagons out so far, but I've been standing out just watching the wagon run, and it's cold. Earlier this morning, I walked out of the house, and I almost left my coat at home because it was so warm. I'm like, wow, today I don't think I'll need my coat, but I went in and grabbed it anyway. I'm thankful I did, but whew, it's very cold, and unfortunately, the gator takes a while to warm up, even though how fast it burns us out in the summer. But I see Travis just went back in, so we're harvesting here. Dad said that it's been they're running about 240, which is expected because the main farm is the best yielding farm, and I think that's the best average that I've seen yet, but we'll see what the average across the whole thing does. So I'm gonna head back in, and I'm gonna start unloading into the feed bin so Travis can come back out and take another load from Dad. But I just had to go for a spin to get the gator warmed up because, man, cold. Now the feed bin is only roughly 2,000 bushels, I think. It really doesn't hold all that much. So with corn, it'll fill up pretty quick. Whether we can get it filled up tonight, I'm not totally sure. But land. I wish I had my camera facing Travis. He just walked over to the grain bin. A bird or a bat flew out from underneath the lean-to or whatever it is on the grain bin. The moisture, I believe, has been running roughly 19-20%. So that is pretty high. You want it to be right around 15. So we're gonna have to be running the fan on the corn once it gets up to a reasonable level, because in grain bins you're not supposed to turn on the fans until there's a certain level of crop in it, otherwise you might blow the floor up. Yep. Spreader. Yeah.
Okay, it's off.
Okay.
Everything off except the light.
Okay. Hey everybody, I'm up here on top of the bin, and so we're climbing up here. I had to roll up the extension cord that runs down to run the sweep in the bin, and I went to roll it up. I put my hand on it and it started throwing sparks at me until I looked at it a little bit closer, and I realized that the one that was sparking wasn't the extension cord that runs to the sweep. It was in fact the power for the spreader here. Should be good.
I'm fighting the wind down here. Is that gonna work?
Yeah. That one on our left is the issue. It blew when I grabbed the power for the spreader. So I have a spare here. I'm gonna plug it in and hope that this time when I fire it up, the bin doesn't explode. Voila! Filling the big bin now, and I'm going to turn the fan on the small bin because the corn, like I said, is pretty high moisture, higher moisture than what we'd like. So I'm gonna go turn on the fan for the small bin now, being as that it's full and it's ready to go. We just gotta start working on dropping the moisture. Well, we may be done for tonight. I see Dad pull back in with the combine, unless something went terribly, terribly wrong. I hope not. But Travis is unloading the last load into the grain wagon right now. Honestly, hoping that nothing went wrong with the combine. Dad is just calling her quits for tonight. But I couldn't fly the drone because the wind is just blowing so hard that it's been shaking the gator around even. So hopefully tomorrow we can get a lot done in a shorter amount of time, considering that earlier this morning the ground was pretty wet, and it still kind of is. I mean, there's quite a bit of mud on the 82's wheels, but not too terrible. So I'm gonna start the auger up for the last time, I assume, and we'll pick things back up in the morning.